Lone Widow ends biker raid with perfect aim. The sun dipped behind the Colorado Rockies, casting shadows over the dusty Harper Ranch. It was quiet, isolated, just how Claire Harper liked it. Mid-40s, tough and alone, Claire finished her chores. Dressed in a flannel shirt and worn jeans, she looked like any ranch widow, except for the scar along her jaw and the way her eyes watched everything. 3 years had passed since her husband, Sergeant Mason Harper, was killed in Afghanistan. Claire stayed on the land, handled the livestock, fixed fences, and faced down threats. So when she heard engines rumbling up the dirt road, she looked up. 6 bikes, loud, dirty, approached, flying the colors of the Devil's Chain, a local gang known for violence. Their leader, Rex Dog Dalton, 6 feet 4 inches tall, scarred and smug, led the group. "Well, well," he said, stepping onto her porch. "Heard you've got valuable land and no one to protect it." Claire didn't move. "I protect it just fine." Dog laughed. "Your husband's dead. Cops are hours away. Sign the land over or we burn the place down." Claire studied them. 6 armed, overconfident men. "Give me a second," she said, walking inside. Dog chuckled. "She's probably crying into a shotgun." 30 seconds later, the door opened. Claire wasn't crying. She held a custom .308 sniper rifle. "Last warning," she said. Dog stepped forward. "You gonna shoot me, sweetheart?" She did. The shot cracked like thunder, hitting inches from his boot. The second shattered a bike mirror. She reloaded. Next one's not a warning. The gang froze. One reached for a gun. She shifted her aim. "Don't!" Dog raised his hand. "Mount up." They retreated in a cloud of dust. Claire watched from the porch, rifle steady. When they were gone, she picked up an old photo of her and Mason. "Still got it, babe?" A week later, Sheriff Dean Matthews pulled up. "Heard you had visitors." They were just passing through. He glanced at the bullet holes and wreckage. "You pressing charges?" "No need. They won't be back." Dean smiled. "Remind me not to surprise you." Claire didn't smile. She nodded, eyes scanning the horizon. Trouble might return, but she was ready. 3 days later, she heard engines again. Not 6, 14. Claire stood on a ridge, rifle in hand. Wind tugged at her silver-streaked hair. Down below, the gang returned. Trucks now armored, men in Kevlar. Dog was back, but not smiling. "She thinks she's Rambo," he growled. "Flush her out." In the house, Claire moved fast. Livestock locked up. Propane off. She opened a hidden gun locker. Mason's prepping days. 5 rifles, 2 pistols, a military radio. She clicked it on. "Echo Lima 1, this is Harper. Initiating Protocol Raven." "Copy. Stand by. ETA 20. Claire smiled. She wasn't alone anymore. 15 minutes later, the Devil's Chain made their move. 2 trucks barreled through the gate. 1 rider fired into the air. "Come out now! No need to bleed!" Claire didn't respond. From her perch in the hayloft, she shot out a truck's tires. It spun into the mud. Bikers scrambled, then dove for cover as warning shots snapped by. 1 went down, shot in the leg. "Sniper!" someone yelled. Dog ducked behind cover. "She's military! Flank her!" They never got the chance. From the east, rotors thundered. A Blackhawk hovered just beyond the fence. 4 figures rappelled down. Delta Force, Mason's old unit. Captain Elias Reed led them. "Claire, status!" "Engaged. Holding. 6 visible. More west." "Copy. Let's finish this." What followed wasn't a firefight. It was a takedown. The gang was outmatched. Within 8 minutes, they were zip-tied and moaning in the dirt. Dog tried to flee through the barn. Claire met him with a revolver. "You don't get to run." "I got money, friends. I have aim. She stepped aside. Reed tackled him to the floor. That evening, Sheriff Matthews oversaw cleanup. 14 bikers, 1 assault team, no civilian casualties. What do I even write? Call it preventative landscaping, Reed joked. Claire nodded. Put in the report they picked the wrong widow. Dean whistled. Remind me never to underestimate you again. You get good, Harper, Reed said. Mason would have been proud. No, Claire said. Next morning, Claire got the call. He escaped, Dean said. Map in his bunk had your ranch circled. Claire hung up. No fear, only focus. She uncovered Mason's final project, a fortified cabin in the woods, wired with sensors and underground storage. Time to set a trap. 3 nights later, in sleepy Pikes Hollow, Claire waited in a diner. 2:14 a.m. Lizard walked in, low and ready. Their eyes met. Hi, Lizard, she said. You were easier to find than I thought. She stood. Dropped a 10 on the counter. You should have stayed lost. He lunged with a blade. She sidestepped, slammed his wrist on the counter. Blade clattered. Sheriff Matthews burst in with deputies. Drop it. Lizard ran. He didn't get far. The town was wired. Cameras, sensors, all set up by Claire and local vets. Dean tackled him behind the diner. You're done. Claire stepped into the alley. Next time someone escapes, tell them the widow doesn't wait at home. She builds the trap. 1 week later, Pikes Hollow held its first self-defense class. Claire stood at the front, whistle and clipboard in hand. Men, women, teens listened as she began. Most folks think trouble walks through the front gate, but danger slips through the cracks. Don't wait. Prepare. She looked around at determined faces. This wasn't just survival. It was transformation. Now, she said, switching on the projector.